Good morning, my name is Heidi and welcome back to my plot. Since I was last here, I've enlisted a little bit of help because I think I overdid it. I really hurt my hips and my back and just aching. So I had a little bit of help and oh my god. I mean, I'm meant to be doing no dig, but there's been that much plastic that we found on the floor, on the ground underneath the wood chip that we've had to just take it all up and start really from a blank canvas. Been a bit lucky really because it's actually just been like really good compost on top of whatever's been underneath. So although we probably don't need to use the cardboard, we'll just literally get the compost back on the ground and get planting. Oh, it's such a lovely day. Sky's really blue. Let's hope it stays like that. So since I've been here, like I say, I've had a little bit of help, to say the least. Oh my god, I've not been for a day or two. And I can't believe what's been done in just a day, so I'll show you in a second. So if you remember, I finished the end of this bit here, which I started off as an no dig, and there was just loads of plastic underneath it. Someone's coming back off the holidays. So my little radishes are starting to sprout, can you see? Got loads there. I don't quite know what that is. That looks like some kind of either a sunflower or a courgette or something, so I don't know whether to just leave it and see what it is or just take it out, because sometimes you mistake weeds for your actual veggies and stuff. But I think I'll just take that one out. Oh yeah, look, that looks like a beetroot there. Oh, that could be wrong. And this is what's been done. My goodness. I mean, he's levelled it off and wow, he must be aching today because that was a job and a half. There's a proper good spare piece of land there where I can totally get going on, because I didn't think I'd be able to use that, but I can. I've got beans, I've got sweet corn, I've got peas, I've got all sorts to get in there, so I'm quite excited about getting stuck into that. I am just going to go for it. I'm just going to try and get up as many grass roots as possible because I can see a few, and then just get the compost on and bang a load of stuff in. Just save so much time. And yeah, I've done dig before, and yes, the grass and that comes up, dandelions and all the perennial weeds, but as long as you keep on top of the hoeing and clearing, it's fine, you know. You're going to get weeds regardless of no dig, but it's just about maintaining it. So I'm going to do a bit now. I've got a good lot to work with here. I've got absolutely loads of space to get planting. I literally just have to rake it, collect the roots that have come through, and it's just all fine compost. So yeah, I've got a feeling it was just all plastic and whatever was on top is just composted down, so we're hey. Oh god, my back's aching. I've literally just been doing this for about 5 minutes. I need to do some Pilates. That's the only thing that actually helps my back, my hips. So yeah, no doubt tomorrow I'll be aching. So I'm literally just putting all the couch grass and all the bindweed in a bucket, and I'm going to burn it, I think, later on when it dries. So this is going to be a job and a half. And the more you get out, the better. It saves more work later on. So I've been at it for about 15 minutes and I've literally just cleared a little bit in front of the compost bay, which I think I'm going to keep for a pathway, because otherwise we'll have to access it from the side or the back, and the opening is at the front. So I'll make a pathway about as wide as a wheelbarrow width, and I might even cover it with the vinyl which I took up. Oh god, I'm so tired. I'm so unfit. But it is only about 9:30 in the morning and I didn't sleep great. But I just want to get this done. I'll show you what I've done. So it possibly doesn't look any different from the last little bit of video, but that is clear, almost. Well, it is pretty clear. I can lay some vinyl on top of that to suppress the weeds. Maybe cover it with a bit of mulch, a bit of wood chip or something. And yeah, I need a pathway in, because although my compost bay's really mixed up at the minute, this is the opening. And once it decomposes down, I need access, and I don't have to take all these pallets apart. So yeah, the pathway, just no-brainer. I'm having plenty of breathers today. One, because the sun's out and it's absolutely boiling. Two, I'm just feel like my mum, full of aches and pains today. But yeah, it's going to take a little bit of sort of stop start to clear a bit, to sort out a bit. I'm laying some vinyl at the minute, what I dug up from before, for the path. I'm going to cut it to size, and I'm going to do the wheelbarrow test just to make sure the wheelbarrow can get through. But I'm just going to have a cup of coffee and sit in the shade for a minute and hope no big spiders crawl on me, because as much as my phobia is getting less and less, I still don't like the surprise of any big spiders, because there's plenty of them around here, trust me. So this is the vinyl, and it was that way up before, but I'm going to turn it around just because it's clean and I can sit on it for a minute. And that's it. I'm gonna try and keep my camera still. It's hard because I'm not very well equipped for this at all. I need like a tripod and other bits and pieces, but I don't have that right now. I am going to lay this vinyl so it covers the bottom end of the compost bay. All that must have been composted over the years. It's just been adding and adding and adding. But I'm going to leave it to die down and put that like that somehow, hold it in to keep the weeds out. And also, just because I don't have to cut it then. I can't be bothered to cut a length off this when I can just use it to cover up and conceal any weeds that'll probably go through. Yeah, I've got 2 lengths, and I'm going to do the same all the way across, and then I'm going to do the wheelbarrow test. Perfect. Fits through. Doesn't help that it's full of wood chip and compost, but it works, so perfect. Right, so the vinyl is laid, and I've literally poked a couple of holes in so that they can go around them poles which are supporting the compost bay. I didn't want to cut it in, it was a bit floppy, so. And I've also just laid some bricks along the edge just so that it separates the vinyl from the actual growing area. So this is what I've got to work with, this area. And I've brought down with me, yeah, some chard, some peas, some pea seeds, some carrots, and I bought some horticultural sand because I didn't realise that carrots need good drainage, and you can't just use any sharp sand, it's got to be washed, which is horticultural grade. So I went around the houses yesterday and eventually ended up at a garden centre. I should have just gone there in the first place, but it was only £4 a bag. I love being at this plot. So yeah, I live in Leeds, so my allotment plot is, well, it's in Leeds. And it's really multicultural. It's quite a big site actually, and there's people from all over the world who are here. And it's always amazing to see like everyone at work, everyone, you know, just appearing to be happy, like despite what might be going on in their own life. You come here and it's just like the time that you put into it, you gain so much from it. And I do think there's a link between mental health, being mentally healthy and being outside, especially planting and tending to your garden. There's something about having a purpose, isn't there, that's good for your mood. Getting your hands dirty, you know, all those microorganisms. It's supposed to be really good for depression, you know. And I believe it. Not just the soil itself, but the feeling of being outside, the fresh air, seeing things growing, sense of achievement. You know, being tired after a day's work, like physically tired, it's like refreshing in a good way. It might ache, but you feel good for it. I sometimes think there's something universal about being at an allotment site, not just growing food, but I'm guessing that universally people get similar benefits from it in terms of mental well-being, physical exercise, sense of community. You know, growing your own food, obviously growing the food that you want. Not everybody's going to be able to grow their own food from different countries, which they would get in their own country, but you'd be surprised what people do actually end up growing. You know what I mean? And the thing about sharing food, sharing fruit, people welcoming you to your allotment. Got a lovely Pakistani family across from me. They're always offering food and cooking, and you know, I've got people from India, Uganda, Kurdistan, Pakistan, Russia, I think Lithuania, Africa, like different places in Africa. I don't know everybody on this site, but there's people from all over the world, and it's just great. Absolutely love it. It'd be interesting to find out more individually why people come down and what they gain from it. Because I'm thinking that it's time for a bit of a paradigm shift in relation to mental health. You know, I'm not saying gardening's the cure-all for psychological problems and mental health problems, but there's just massive benefits to coming and doing this. A lot of people say it saved them, but I think this could be the future, mate. Bringing people together, feeding each other, helping each other, you know, like how it used to be. What's going on? So yeah, it's just my thought for the day really, when I think about my background in nursing, and it's not really something that I'm that interested in going back to. But I think maybe this could be my future, doing something therapeutic in horticulture. So yeah, I'll watch this space and see where it leads.